During this support video, I will run through the new beginners area inside the KnowledgeSmart Getting Started Power BI template. And the first thing I just want to run through is how to navigate around the template. So you have three ways of doing this. The first way would be to utilize the menu buttons, and of course you hold down Control and then just mouse click to go to that visualization. The second way would be just to click on the visualization tabs here at the bottom, and the third way would be via the bookmarks pane. So if you're not seeing the bookmarks pane, all you would do is go and activate it here from the view menu. So if you see, if I unselect it, it disappears, and if I retick it, then we see that bookmarks pane appear again. So I can now just simply go and click on a visualization option here, and that will also take me to the relevant page. So the first visualization included in the beginners menu is this user analysis dashboard. So the aim of this visualization is to look at your user data, and you can view a quick description here at the top of what we cover on this page. The first thing to notice is that you can filter via any of the options available here. So you can drill down via account name, via the date that you created the user, via a specific dynamic user group name, providing that you are of course using dynamic groups. You can then also utilize one of your user data fields, providing again that you are utilizing user data fields within your KnowledgeSmart admin dashboard. And then of course we've included two background fields here, frequency of use and years of experience. Now the first thing I want to show you is, say for example you want to swap out this data field 3 here, perhaps for your data field 1, because that is one that you're using. You would make sure that you have got your visualizations and fields tabs open in Power BI, and you've got that one selected, and then you would just open up your user and background data here. And you would simply just come and drag in data field 1, and then from the formatting tab, one to the right, under title, you would then just update that data field from 3 to 1. And you'll see that one is updated for you. So that's how you would just utilize a different data field if that's what you wanted to do. The other thing I want to point out here, I can then double click that option there and view the relevant people linked to this percentage completion. I can see the count of full names, or the count of active users is 3. So if I look at the bottom here, I can see under full name that we've literally got 3 people involved. And I can also see for which test names or invites those were, and some other details about these users. So that will sort of help you if you wanted to give them a nudge or view specific data. If I want to go back to all my data, just double click in the background area here and I can see that. On the left hand side here, I can also see the count of user ID. So how many users have I got in my admin dashboard versus how many active users? In other words, how many people are actively taking assessments. So that is the user analysis dashboard. Let me know if you have any questions. So once again, if we go back to our main menu, we'll see the second option on the beginners menu is invite history. So let's go there. So here I'm able to focus in on my invite history data, and I can see how many users I've got per result status, which of course is not started, in progress or complete. And then here I'm just viewing the same data but slightly differently and also broken down per assessment name. Once again, I can double click on any of these options to then isolate the relevant people linked to that specific option. So here I can see the assessment is BIM, practical BIM fundamentals, the result status is in progress, and the count of invite ID is 2. And now I can see which invite IDs are linked to that specific data. Once again, on the right hand side, you've got some filter options you can work through, and you can filter via assessment name or user status or dynamic group, or maybe one of your data fields again. So once again, have a look at that one. Then we've got result overview. So this one's also very nice. It focuses on the result data, and I have categorized the result data by result score grade, which is shown here at the top. Now, just a reminder that our result score grade is in 3 categories. So if the user scored between 0 and 49%, they would be in priority development. If they scored between 50 and 79, they would be in consider development. And if they are above 80, then they would be in our star user category. So it just helps you group your users into these categories. And I can go and select a specific test name if I like, and I've got a few other filter options here, such as select test period, maybe filter via down one of my data fields, or even a dynamic group name. So this will just help you give you an overview of your results data, and of course you are just looking at the assessment score. Then training needs overview. This one is a very good visualization to get a very good overview of training needs. So here we look at incorrect questions, training requests, and skipped questions. And what you want to do on this one is just make sure that you filter, or rather sort, via the same thing on all 3 visualizations. So sort by question name, and I can do the same here, sort by question name and sort by question name. So notice here then I can very quickly see that my users didn't do very well on these questions. There was one training request here, and also they skipped one question. So I can have a look at these 3 things together. The other way I can do this is I can also say sort by average of question score, and I can then look at those things in conjunction with training requests and skipped questions. So I can see, for example, that my team didn't do very well on this families question here. So I can go and select from this option here that question called families. And I can very quickly see, okay, the average score was 43 and there was one skipped question. Gives me additional insight in terms of that specific question name. And you can also multi-select questions if you like. So say, for example, you want to look at all the family questions. I would just hold Control down and then select all the questions that I want to see. Okay. So have a look at that one. And then we'll move on to the next one, which is the last one on the beginner's menu, and that is a benchmark comparison. So if you wanted to compare your team's results against our benchmark comparisons in terms of score and time, you can do that. Just select the assessment name from the top here. and then you can very quickly see the average of your team against our benchmark score and the average elapsed time against our average elapsed time measure there. So that is then the last option that we have for you on the beginners menu. Now, once you are familiar with those visualizations, you can carry on to the intermediate menu, and our next support video will cover those visualizations for you.